So I'm going to go ahead and start the class now. So first things first, guys, before I get too deep into this, especially, the badged officers, because I know that everybody else probably has one in their inventory. Could you go ahead and open your inventory and see if you have a tracking beacon in it? It's that little backpack up there by the bell on your account that pulls up your inventory. Got it. Okay. That's how you get to it. You hit that little backpack up there that tells you that you have a tracking beacon. You just hit that little backpack, slide over. It's just a little device. You get the tracking beacon by going down to the gun range where you get your bulletproof vest and all that. I think it's like the third or fourth item. And on each rank has a different number of tracking beacons. I think the lowest, when you first get like private, it's like 1, and then colonel ranking up, it's 4. But the way you can tell the number of beacons that you're allowed at your rank is you hit the 3 little dots by your microphone, and then you select tracking beacon, and then in the upper left, it's going to say how many tracking beacons that you have. The most I've seen is 4, and you get that about major colonel rank. So to start, before I go into drone use and all that, just some general rules you have to follow. First of all, this is a powerful tool that requires proper justification and role play to use correctly. You cannot be just at random trying to apply it to a player. You cannot apply it to them if they're down or unconscious, dying out, anything like that, or else the admin will view that as power gaming. So you need to keep that in mind. If you lose your window of opportunity to apply it when they're alive and they have violations, then you lose the opportunity. So that's why when you're over at HP or really anywhere you can use a green zone, even in a car chase, if you're going to use it, you should drop it right away, because if they die out, try to respawn or something, you basically lose that opportunity. Once you apply the beacon, you have about, this game says you have 360 seconds. So you have about 6 minutes of use from every beacon that you place on someone. When you're going to apply a beacon, you just do the same thing I just showed you. Hit the 3 dots, go to tracking beacon, and a whole list of people will pop up. Especially if you're over at HP, you're going to get a ton of people that come up. You need to make sure that you select the correct one. So you select, for example, let's say it's Rye Guy, and he's out there, he's out there shooting at me, and let's say he's not a cop anymore or whatever, just as an example. And I go out there and I want to put a tracking beacon on him. We're standing out there and he has violations. You just select their name, and then you hit set tracking beacon. The system will tell you'll get a little notification on the top of your screen telling you if they have violations or not. If they don't have any violations, you can't place a tracking beacon on them. And that's one of the rules of using the tracking beacon, or tracker cam as we call it. You have to have what they call probable cause. In this case, it's just having a violation, a state charge. As long as they have even just one, then the tracking beacon will automatically apply to them, and you'll get a notification saying it was applied, and they'll have a little red eye by their name, and you'll get it in the right-hand side of your screen. You'll get a distance of how far away they are from you. And if they die, and this is one of the huge advantages of the tracking beacon, if they die out, they're killed by another gang member, whatever that is, they will automatically go to jail for however long their violations are. Based on how many violations they have. And that's one of the huge powers of the tracking beacon. That's why they're so picky about not applying it to someone when they're already dead or dying out, because Powergaming is essentially using a massive advantage unfairly in the game. And it's like that across a lot of RP games, but in this case, it's how you use the gear. And so that's why when you need to make sure you place it on them when they're alive and conscious and not down or unconscious, dying out, anything like that. The next thing I wanted to say before I go into the rest of it in the drone use is, where was it? 1 second. Oh, you have to document this as well, just like you document, yes, also if they log out, that's right. Which if they log out, you can also do a green ticket for failure to roleplay. You have to document when you use it, just like you would an arrest. Even if it's not an arrest, you still have to document it. And we have a section on the faction Discord underneath where it says forums, and you can see all the sections for the unit, the training records and stuff like that. There's a section called Tracker Cam, and that's where you place your evidence, their name, state charges, date. I noticed that some people only will put screenshots of when they applied it. You really need to try to put a body cam of showing that you applied it, because that provides way more context. That way, if they try to say, he placed it on me, actually I had this happen yesterday with Charlie. I was up here and they needed a supervisor, no suit was on. And of course, Charlie had a body cam, but if you're out there and they're over here on the street somewhere in Madeira and they die out and they try to see you put a tracker cam on them, and you did it after they died out, you need to make sure that you have your body cam. So I would just play the body cam and not just screenshots in that section. Hi, Cade. Good morning.
Good morning. Sorry, I just got a break at my IRL job.
That's all right. So what I was telling them is you know how to go into your inventory, right? The little backpack up there by the bell.
Yes, sir.
Could you go in there and check to see if you have a tracking beacon in your inventory? It's that little, looks like almost a walkie-talkie, except there's no thing on the corner of it.
Yes, sir, I have one.
Okay. So we just started like 5 minutes ago. I'll just give you a summary. So basically, you hit the three little dots by your microphone, and you go under tracking beacon, and it'll tell you in the upper left-hand corner how many you have for your rank. It's usually 1 or 2 for lowest rank, and then 4 at the most for colonel level and above. And when you apply it to someone, you're going to see a list of people that have violations or people around you. It's not going to work like if you tried to use it in here, because none of us have violations. But like when you're over at HP, there's going to be a whole bunch of people that pop up on that list and on the tracking beacon section on your account. And you're only applying it to the person who's, actually, has violations that you're dealing with. Like if they whip out their gun and they're killing people on the street right there by HP or whatever it is, you're going to apply that tracking beacon. It will only work, though, if they have a state charge. And that has to be one of the things they have, because we have a probable cause rule. And so that basically just means they have a violation or state charge on them already. You can't be going around and, just using it for pure fun. There has to be a reason for it. And one of the greatest powers of this tracking beacon technology is that once they die, or if they log out even, they're automatically sent to jail. So for whatever the violations were. So that's why it's so important that it's treated as a serious tool, and there's a role play reason to it. You cannot apply it if they're dead, dying out, unconscious, because that's viewed as power gaming. Because it's, considered an unfair advantage with the gear if you try to apply it whether down or out. They have to be conscious. And as I was just explaining when you came in, there's a tracker cam section under the forum section in the faction Discord. It's called Tracker Cam, and that's where you place your body cam clip of you applying the tracking beacon. Once you apply the tracking beacon, it lasts 6 minutes. So there's a time limit to it. But like around HP, when they're all shooting each other and doing gang stuff, if they get killed at all, they're automatically put in jail. And the nice thing about this is, that I didn't mention earlier, is this actually stacks with any admin jail time, because keep in mind, the admin and moderators, that's jail time for an RP violation. So, this is for state charges. This would be jail time for state charges with the tracking beacon. So, like, for example, I don't know how many of you were here back then, but here, like 2 weeks ago, we had a bunch of gang members and stuff outside the green zone here at PD. And they were shooting into the green zone. That we had the whole PD out here behind PDG. If more people would have known how to deploy their drone, which is I'm going to show you guys in a second, and place tracking beacons, not only would they have got the admin jail time that they got, but they would have also got jail time for a lot of them had state charges. So they would have been not only in jail for the moderator RP violations, but for the state violations they had. So some of them would have had way longer jail time. I was trying to think about what else. 1 second. Okay, so do you guys have any questions before I dive into the drone aspect of how you place it? Because I'm going to show you how to use your drone. Okay. But the main point is, before I go into that, again, it's a powerful tool. There's punishments if you misuse it. You can use it in an active pursuit, like when you guys are out there and in a high-speed chase, if you're around a green zone like HP, which is usually where I see it being used, because that's just where there's a lot of activity, over at HP and PD. They have to have a violation, though. I think that's about it on that part. It's pretty straightforward stuff. Okay, so drones. So to use your drone, you're going to hit the 3 little dots by your microphone, and you're going to hit the camera. Let me go ahead and do that so I can get mine out. And then you're going to hit, so after you do that, hit your 3 little dots by your microphone, touch the camera, and it's going to take you to a whole different overlay for your screen. On the left, you're going to see a person's head sort of in a box, above an eye. Touch that person, and you'll see a drone symbol appear. Okay. That's also how you activate the free mode, so you can move your camera around and stuff. Otherwise, it's extremely limited. So at the bottom left, it is how you move your character and stuff, so don't touch that. But on your right, there's a similar joystick, sort of, just to the right of your character, kind of toward the top here, and that's how you move the drone around. And then you're across from that, sort of almost where the drone image is over there that we were just at. There's a camera that has up and down arrows. That's to move your drone up and down. Let me move mine right quick. And if you notice, you can also take pictures with it. Up there in the upper right, there's a camera. You can share a picture, put it on your phone, put it to Discord. That's how they also take a bunch of the pictures when we're doing an RP. This drone, I went and tested it out over there near Compton by the dam, so I wouldn't get shot anywhere. And so I estimated it goes out as far as 150 feet in pretty much any direction, roughly 150 feet or so. So, I mean, it's not incredibly far, but like when we were out here behind PDG and they were shooting at us and we didn't pull our rifles out yet and just go kill them with the macro and everything, you could have whipped out this drone and flew it out there across the street and dropped tracking beacons. And how you drop the tracking beacon with this drone is you see the little backpack in the right-hand corner up there. You're going to hit that. And that brings up your inventory again. And you're just going to do you're just going to scroll to your tracking beacon in your inventory and put your finger on it and drag it. And you can also drop it on them that way. Or you can do like I originally showed you guys, which is actually the most accurate way to do it, so you don't mess them, drop it on the wrong person. And this is what I would recommend. Just hit the three little dots right there and go underneath the badge and select tracking beacon, and then just do it that way. And that way it's way more accurate, and you don't accidentally drop a beacon on somewhere you're not supposed to drop it on. And then it'll just be the same process as if you were out using it without the drone, which is it'll have set tracking beacon underneath the person's name that you want to put it on. If they don't have violations, it'll come back as that it can't be set on the person because you need that. And once you drop it on them, just like the normal way, it will tell you, they have a little red eye by their name and then the distance they are from you. And it still lasts about 6 minutes. Let me try to use mine 1 second. The other thing is that little eye over there underneath the drone. I was talking to John about this, and I guess all that basically is just to get rid of the overlay. So like if you wanted to take a clearer picture, and there's like 3 or 4 times you hit it and it reduces all the stuff on the screen basically to transparent, just so you can get a clearer view of the screen. And then when you want to exit that feature, exit out of the drone completely, you just hit the X in the upper left-hand corner and you go back to your character. The other thing I was going to point out is, it lets you still run around with your character and stuff like that. But that's not really handy. If you're going to deploy your drone and place a tracking beacon on someone, you're going to want to be in a fairly safe position where you're not going to get shot or whatever. So you got to take that into consideration too. even really fast, it's going to take you a good 10-15 seconds to, put it on them. That's pretty much it. You guys can play around with this drone. It's invisible, by the way. That's not just a glitch in the game. It is invisible. No one can see your drone. And yes, even with the drone, you do need to document the placement of the tracking beacon in the tracker cam forum. Just like even if you weren't using the drone. 1 second, Gwen. I'll give you a summary in a second. Does anybody else have any questions so far about what I've said or anything?
Yes, sir. I have a question.
All right.
Okay, so I know you said they have to have violations to place the tracking beacon. So if their name comes up as an option, does that automatically mean they have violations?
No, not necessarily. When you're over by HP, for example, and I just keep using HP as the main example because there's always gangs over there. So it'll give you a whole list of names and the option to set a tracking beacon. There's going to be a bunch of times you'll hit that green button to set a tracking beacon, and you'll get a little notification that says there's no violations, so it can't be applied. So, I mean, in that instance, you just won't be able to use it because that's one of the requirements is that they already have a state charge on their name. But then if you can place one, then that little red eye will pop up by their name, and there'll be a countdown timer of about 6 minutes. And then if they die and all that, they'll be sent to jail automatically.
Okay, thank you for that.
Gwen, what I was telling them, so we have a forum on the faction chat where you can put your body cam for when you apply a tracking beacon, because that's required that you document it. Try to use body cam and not just screenshots. And basically how you access your drone is you hit the 3 little dots by your microphone and you hit your camera. And then you're gonna, it'll automatically take you to a different overlay sort of your screen. And then in the left-hand corner there, you're gonna hit that little person. There's a person in the corner, almost looks like a picture frame almost. You're gonna tap that and you're gonna be in your free mode use on your drone. And you can experiment with it pretty much anywhere because your drone's invisible, so it's not like anybody's gonna see it. And you can also view this video as well, because we're eventually post this class so everybody can see it. But the main thing is, it's a powerful tool. Once you apply it and someone gets killed or they log out and they have violations, they go straight to jail. And we're not using this enough in the department. I mean, it is a powerful tool. Just make sure you document it. And the big thing is, you never apply a tracking beacon to someone who's dead, dying out, unconscious. They have to be conscious and, alive. They can't, or else that's considered power gaming.
Okay.
All right, I'm trying to think of anything else I need to cover. And you guys can test the drone out anytime you're not, even if you're off duty. Just make sure you're not in a place you're going to get shot and go fly it around in your apartment or something. Or, it's not really that hard to learn. It just takes time to kind of get used to using it quickly. When you're in the drone too, Gwen, when you're in that drone, there's a little backpack up in the right-hand corner. You can also drag the tracking beacon out of your backpack inventory onto the person, but the best way to apply the tracking beacon pretty much ever is to just use the 3 little dots by your microphone that you can access even when you're in the drone, and then just hit tracking beacon and, go to whatever person you think has violations that you're trying to apply it to and do it that way because it's a little more accurate. I think that's pretty much everything. Mr. Turner, did I miss anything? Is there anything else?
I do want to say one thing. Um, During wanted missions,
Yeah.
when I did a couple wanted missions, or during wanted missions, the person that starts the wanted mission is highly suggested. If you guys are doing wanted missions and that person wants to start it, they once you pull that wanted mission, that person automatically has violations on them. They're wanted by the state, so you are automatically supposed to go find where they're at. You have basically another tracker, but it's the wanted mission tracker. So you have a radar on them. You know exactly where they are on the map. And that tracker can also be used during those missions because sometimes gang members can run inside their gang house. But when you put the tracker on them, and it's good for the person that starts the wanted mission. So if that person starts the wanted mission and they're in close range, they can put a tracker on that wanted person because they already have their violations. And once they get the tracker on them, they can't go inside of their gang house. Once you put the tracker on someone, they can't go inside like the lobby. They can't go inside like the gun store. They can't enter no buildings. So that's good, and that's good for wanted missions because each of us can do it. Put a tracker on the wanted person, but once you put that person in handcuffs, the person that starts the wanted mission kind of loses the points. So it's kind of good for the one that starts the wanted mission, or we all can do it. That way, push come to shove, we have a tracker on that person and it's wanted. But it's good for the person that start the mission so they can get the points in the whole thing. Or we can still play the RP out, and still arrest that person because that tracker is on them during wanted missions. But just wanted to add that to everything. But the wanted missions is a good way to use the trackers also.
And I noticed too, like whenever you guys do a wanted mission, it's going to put up, like he said, a radar on your screen on the map. Sort of, it's pretty general. I mean, it covers I think the radar covers a whole block or something. And
Yeah.
so you kind of just got to drive around until you find that person, and then you can apply a tracking beacon if you want onto them because they're already guaranteed to have state charges on a wanted mission, like you said. So yeah, it works for the gang houses. I read on the SOP that was published like months back. I think actually you, Turner, wrote the SOP for it, the summary of it, a long time ago. And I think it also not just covers gang houses, but literally, like you said, anything, apartments, their house, anything that's a green zone.
Nothing.
Yeah. So this is powerful stuff. If they die out and they have violations, they come automatically to jail, and it stacks with moderator jail time because moderator jail time is for RP rules. So they can get a lot of jail time depending on just how much of a rule breaker they are.
Yep, and even if they're hiding around a building or under a bridge and you can't see them, if you pull out like I said, if you open up the tracker list, it will show them somewhere, but you'll be able to put the tracker on them, and then the little timer, the little feet, you'll be like how many feet he's away, because right by the red dot, it'll tell you how many meters they're away. So you kind of play like cat and mouse, just kind of get closest to the meter, and you're behind a building.
Yeah, and the main thing you just got to worry about too is, because see, I know that in the on the written version of the policy it says, well, they have to have probable cause and all that, and that's correct. But the tracking beacon can't be applied to them anyway unless they have a violation anyway. You know what I'm saying? So
Yep.
I mean, it's just simple because the tracking beacon feed, when you open those three dots and you hit tracking beacon, it's going to pull up a list of everybody, but it won't apply to them even if you select their name unless they have a violation. So there's really no accidental way to really apply it unless you apply it to them, right? Unless you apply it to them when they're dying out, which is the biggie. The biggest thing you can't do is apply it to them when they're dying out or unconscious. That's the biggest thing. And then making sure you document it. Are you good? Go ahead.
All right, so I have a theory I've been working on, and I'm going to put this bug in your ear. I've been working on this very, very hard, and this is a big, big win for PD. Okay, I'm gonna show you my evidence. Okay, so you know the update that just went by that we just had when I just went by. I think what happened? What did they add? They added it was right before Christmas. I think it's right before Christmas. What did they add? They added some stuff in here, something like. Okay, the medical faction got updated. The medical faction got updated. They had a better system. When we go down, they can click like to respond to us. They have like their system. When we go down, they can see where we're at on the map, just like if they started a wanted mission, like we started a wanted mission. They get a radar where we dropped on the floor, and they could find us. So they had a big update, right? All right. So in the previous, right before that month, I think it was right before August. Okay, so whenever a player shoots you, okay, right. Okay, so right before the trackers came out. So when the trackers came out, it was a big thing. When like how you said, if somebody goes down, you put a tracker on them, and it's power gaming, right? We all figured that out. Now,
Yeah.
during that time, right, when a player goes down, they're technically dying out. Well, it wasn't considered dying out. It's considered down. They're down and they're dead, right? And okay, so when that happens, you have a kill screen. So whenever somebody drops you, you have a kill screen. You have the option to respond to medics. You have the option to wait for medics to come pick you up, or you have the option to die out, or you can press the faint button. You got three options. You can faint, take the short way out. Fuck it, I'm gonna faint. You can wait. You can press the button, wait till EMS comes, and you're gonna have 3 minutes till you literally die out, till you're dead, dead, dead. Right? So that's where the metagaming started. I mean, that's where the power gaming started. This update that just happened right after Christmas, this New Year's that went by, we're in February. This new there. Now the kill screen is different. The kill screen is whenever somebody shoots you, you're not dead now. It used to say, I got screenshots. It used to say that you're dead, but you can respond for EMS to come get you. Now it's you're critically injured and you're dying out until EMS come get you. So
That's
technically the
right.
RP is you're right. Technically the RP is continually going. So that means I have the option to die out. I have the option to faint, or I could have the option to click for EMS, or I could just sit there for my 3 minutes until I literally bleed out. So, admin, when I was at DFG, like 3 weeks ago, whatever, everything happened, admin asked us right when the update happened, what are your procedures when you are critically injured down? And we shot it down. We shot it down. We was like, oh, we can't put trackers on people because when they go down, it's called metagaming, but it's called power gaming. That's abuse of power. But when I was in PvP zone, I was getting shot, but I was like, oh my god, the kill screen is totally different. And admin asked us because admin goes off of our rules. We set the rules. They make sure that it's not broken, like it's not like a power abuse. But they did ask. They did ask. And when I was DFG, we shot it down. But my ball popped in my head. I'm like, oh my goodness. You know what just happened? We're not dead when we get shot down. Try it. I'm not saying go out there and get shot up, but look at it. And I'm gonna show you videos of August of right before the update. Is they switched the kill screen. Before it used to say you're dead, but you still had the option to feign out, wait for EMS to come or bleed out. Now it doesn't say that you're dead. You're critically injured until EMS. So they put more pressure on the EMS. So now EMS has to press that button and they have to come find us and pick us up. Or we just bleed out or we just press the faint button. So technically, we can put trackers on players that are down. Now that RP changes. So say a player's shooting at you, right? You tell him stop, whatever. You put a tracker on him, you gun him down, right? He's bleeding out. What you have to do is you're gonna have to call EMS like in any real life situation, in real life. If a cop get into a shootout with someone, if that person's still alive, what do they call? The ambulance. What did the ambulance do? They come bandage that person up, they take them to the hospital, but they still are under arrest. They're not dead. So in this situation, we'll be doing the same thing. We'll put a tracker on that person. We'll gun them down, whatever happens. But while they're bleeding out, we'll have to go into the fall chat and we'll have to tell EMS to come pick up this person. And if they pick them up, we continue to arrest and continue to RP because they're not dead. They're only critically injured until the EMS come pick them up, or they'll bleed out. And if they bleed out, they still go to jail because they'll.
So
So the tracker is on them while they're critically injured, bleeding out until the EMS come. Now this is something I fed to Carter and everybody, but a lot of stuff been going on in PD lately with the with the eternal stuff, and we never got to bring it up to admins. But bro, if we get to put trackers on people that's critically injured until EMS come, that's a big win for PD.
yes, I think you should. Well, yeah, because I remember. So I joined the server like the first week of December. And then I became a cop like 3 or 4 days later. And I used to get killed a lot in Venice because I didn't do my tutorials. And so I'd respawn over there in Venice for no reason. And I noticed, and it's right in a red zone over there. So yeah. I noticed too, that because that was like just a week or two before they did the update. And the screen was totally different when you died out. And
yes, the kill screen.
So yeah, so we need to definitely try that then, because
that come up, bro.
Yeah, that's a whole extra 2 or 3 minutes.
You know what that means? I could put a track on you. Even if I didn't get to put a track on you, if you did a crime to me while you're bleeding out, I could still put a track on you. Tell EMS to come pick your ass up so I can take you to jail. If EMS don't come, you just die out and still go to jail. You know, that's a big win.
Yeah, it is. What? Yeah, it is. The one question I had, Mr. Turner. So when I was reviewing the RP rules for this, I know it says power. Everywhere I read about the thing says Powergaming. Do they really mean RP3 non-RP power? Because I don't see.
Yes. Because we're using it for personal gain, so that's switched on us. I think it's RP. One that just says personal gain. Because now we're abusing our equipment.
Oh, I see. So that's RP6. That's RP6 and RP rejection.
Yeah, we're abusing force. That's force gameplay. That's force power gaming. RP4, RP6, RP non-police faction. That's the whole stabungi. Yeah, that's bad for us.
Yeah, because I was looking at it and I was like, "Where's power gaming in the RP rules?" And I thought, well, it's either RP3 or an RP, like you said. So, RP6. Yeah.
It's a win for us. That means I'm gonna lock you up, and there's nothing you can do about it when I put the tracker on you. That's personal gain.
But we should really make sure that they count that 2 or 3 minutes. Because I mean, I was impressed with the tracking beacon because no one ever taught me this when I first came in. Because we've, done a little bit better job of teaching everybody macros and stuff. Just since I came in to the department. I mean, I'm not saying it was my idea. I just noticed they started teaching more in the macros room.
It was too long, and like I said, I've been here for a while, and I've been doing FTO. I was a student, and but what happened is it was too long in the beginning. Man, imagine it's like 7 officers here, and you got to teach all that and get them. You know what I'm saying? It was too long. Like, remember, your people's training is done in 7 days.
Yeah.
So we try to milk, like, we got 7 days to teach all of this. But imagine you'll get burned out. Imagine 7 people today, 7 people tomorrow, 5 people. Like, it was to the point of, like, it couldn't be taught. Like, you do this to one person, and then here comes a new guy come in. Like, you gotta say it all over again. So we took the tracker beacon. I tried to put it in the PD. When I got a chance to do the PD handbook over, I do it in the back of the book, like page 10. But like I said, what you're doing now, actually, to do the classes, this is amazing. I never got a chance to do it because I got crammed as DFG. But I'm gonna keep on motivating you to do this when people got time. I'm gonna throw this video up in the chat, in faction chat. So whoever missed it can see this video, and we just keep on doing this. The information is there, but it takes one of you, me, Harry, one of you guys to actually do the class. You know what I'm saying? If you want to teach the class, lead. I'll be right here on the stand supporting you. It was just me. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to see more people care. And It's all about the infield, the outfield. The more you outside, the more you do stuff out there in the city, the more you can talk about it and give back. And yeah, man, James, man. It's a lot. There's a lot we could talk about, and there's more
Yeah.
to learn. This
Um,
update's
I,
about to happen.
I'll just kind of conclude I mean, I could talk to you guys forever. I'll just kind of conclude it here by thanking you, Mr. Turner, and also John, for all your support and kind of pointing me in the general direction of what to do and the encouragement and everything. I think we should kind of use my body cam of it, because I made sure the audio was on. I'll check it after I stop it, and because I started from beginning to end. It might take me like 12 hours to get it uploaded to YouTube, because YouTube's like super slow for no reason, even though I'm on high-speed internet.
No problem. I appreciate you, Harry. I appreciate you, Bates, and James, man. You the GOAT. You are the GOAT, man. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you all for being here.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And James, I had just one more quick question for you.
All right.
All right. So with the drone, I know you can place the tracking beacon. So can you see? Is there a way to skip what violations they have using the drone or the tracking beacon?
Okay, so when you're actually applying the tracking beacon, no, you're good. When you're actually applying so when you go through that option to do the tracking beacon through the drone, which is similar to your just regular account version without the drone, it's just going to give you a list of people, and the person who's shooting at you or whatever, when you hit set tracking beacon, you won't know until it comes back and says they have violations or not, and it's been applied or not. The only way you can really tell if they have state charges, is if you wanted to pull up the wanted list underneath the faction section on your account and look under wanted and see if they have state charges or not. But you're not going to have time to do that when you're over at HP and you're taking bullets, and you're not going to have time to do that. So you're just better off just quickly seeing if the tracking beacon will apply to them or not. And if they have state charges, it'll drop on them.
Right. Okay. Awesome. I appreciate that. Sorry again. I just trying to learn.
No, you're good. You're good.
Yes, sir. Yeah,
well, James, I really appreciate this, man. It's a great class.
Yes, sir.
And
I love it.
We'll put this up on. I'm gonna still try to do one like every week, or because obviously people can just rewatch the video of this, whereas the violations class, you kind of gotta, you're better off doing the violations class way more frequently, because that really has to be drilled in with instruction and stuff. But we'll have this video out there where people can watch it over and over.
Yes, sir.
All right, guys, I'm gonna end the recording here, and I gotta go to Walmart.
All right, have a good one, bro.
Thank you, guys.